TechER.
Welcome back. Well, with the internet being so important in our daily lives nowadays, we find that we have set up our own networks in our homes even. And not even with wires. A lot of times, or actually most of the time now, it's wireless with that little router thing with the ears. And here to tell us exactly how to get the most out of our positioning of that router is our lovely host, Cher. How you doing?
I am wonderful. So what we're talking about today is the fact that we have these wireless networks going on in our home, but in certain parts of your home there's the dead zone where you can't seem to connect, or it's an interrupted connection, or you just can't connect at all.
Exactly.
And that's the most annoying thing because you're paying for this service. But rather than calling your internet service provider, you might want to take a step back to make sure that you're covered first. Because the biggest thing that we have to think about is the placement of the router.
Okay.
It's all about location, location, location.
So that actually applies too, right?
To this, absolutely.
Wow.
Because your wireless router kind of works like these two radios. The two antennas sort of send messages on the frequency, they send messages back and forth, and they talk to each other. But if this is behind a desk, underneath something, and your laptop is over here, how is that the best or the optimal signal to be able to send your information back and forth? No.
That's true. A lot of times
Right.
you'd be, sitting on the toilet and checking your email, and you can't even look at
Exactly.
your email. You're like, what's going on?
So where's your wireless router?
Oh, it's beside the television, but underneath the thing. I don't want it to show that much.
Right.
Really.
And that's what people are concerned with, is just the look and appearance. But what you should be concerned with is the placement, so that you can get the best frequency sent out to your computer. So where it should be is in a central location of your home, even on a high bookshelf. So you might have to buy a longer Ethernet cable, but this will give you the optimal signal strength, and as well you'll be able to have it stretch further, which is important.
That is very important.
But the second thing that you have to think about is wireless interference. A lot of times we have baby monitors, microwave ovens, even garage door openers. They are also sending signals.
They can all interfere with the wireless signal. Okay, I didn't know that.
Especially if you have one of the older wireless routers, which is a wireless G router. Okay, so what's happening is they're all sending the same they're all sending it out on the same frequency, and then you can't get a good signal. And also your neighbor's placement of where their router is also will could take a hit on your.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
it's something that you have to think about it, and you want to lose the noise. So maybe sometimes if you're trying to get a signal and you don't need the baby monitor, turn it off, right? Okay, so you definitely want to be able to improve your internet signal that way. It will go a lot farther and a lot better. So also, you know what a lot of people don't do?
Tell me.
They don't update the firmware. Right? You think software, yeah, I'm going to update my new software, but no one thinks of the device. The device actually has its own set of software called firmware, and most people don't update it. And the manufacturers want their product to work. So check out the website of the manufacturer of your router and see if they have any updates. It's that easy to download, and they will give you instructions as well, so that your router will be up to date and give you the best frequency and signal strength, and they're always making improvements.
So that could be the problem.
Absolutely. Okay. And finally, if you're using an old router, I mentioned a little bit before about the wireless G, and that seems to be the common sort of standard that we have right now, or it was. And it's not as strong as the new ones, which are wireless N.
Okay,
right?
I didn't know there were different levels.
Yes, new for good, and then new. And usually you'll see the initial in the product name.
Okay.
Okay,
right.
And you definitely want to, if you have the opportunity, or if you're renting your router,
you can exchange.
call them.
Great.
Right? Because they're not going to be proactive about that. So you definitely want to give them a call and say, hey, I'm not getting the best signal strength, and you've done everything else I've told you.
Okay.
You give them a call and you say, I want to upgrade on my router. I'm already paying for it. So, and they should be able to do that for you. So it's a big deal. So just remember, you want a location, location, location. Lose the interference. Update your firmware, and finally, lose the old router.
Exactly. So scrap it all and get a new
That's
one.
right.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that, Cher. That's fantastic. And there you go. If you're having any of those signal problems with your wireless devices, it could be down to one of the things that Cher mentioned. All right. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is TechER.